Welcome back to the program. You guys can talk to us on Twitter and on Facebook. What do you think about what we've discussed so far? Usain Bolt wanting to do trials at Borussia Dortmund in March, and also the fact that Golovkin and Canelo, that match is coming up May 5th. Who is going to win? Are we going to get a winner this time around? And of course, on the program, we'll be talking basketball. And basketball is all about the Women's League. The champions are right here in the studio. They're going to be telling us their plans. I mean, unveiling 10 new players, joining the superstars that they have, taking some of the best players you have from other clubs who tried as much as possible to wrestle the title from them last season, but couldn't. For them to have been able to do that, it simply means that, well, you would say they're ready for battle. If you talk to us on Twitter and on Facebook, what do you think if First Bank can retain the title they won last season? But 2018 season, maybe the coach is going to tell us when it's going to start for them to be ready and prepared and having all their players signed, having to do open screening and all that. Simply means they know the date. They know what we here in the studio don't know. So I'll start with the coach, Peter Amedo is right here in the studio, of course. We have a Berger, Teresa also in the studio. Coach, good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's great.
Cecilia, pleased to meet you. Happy New Year.
Okay. Teresa, good to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
I know how tight your schedule can really be, knowing that you guys are getting ready for the new season. But, Coach, first of all, we'll start with the players that were unveiled. I mean, how you were able to steal some of these players. Because I saw some big names, for instance, Vanessa Ojo and the likes, and we saw how they performed for Deep Waters last season, and you were able to get all of them into First Bank.
Yeah, well, first, let me correct some impression. We didn't steal any player from anywhere. As far as basketball is concerned, it's an open system for any player who feels that maybe where he is not getting much time, maybe playing time or finances or focus on his basketball career. So what we did in First Bank was to be able to make an open screening where we give all Nigerians basketball female players opportunity. The screening was in 3 stages. We have the open one, and we also have the open players that came and those that were invited, and the first and the second stage, and the third one was in 3 days collation between the old players which we have and the new ones that we eventually choose. And at the end, I was able to come out with my technical crew. We were able to come out with the 10 best players we felt could join the 8 players that we have left in the team.
Okay, so the 10 players were your choice. It wasn't as if they just wanted to come. You went all out. You had criteria for each and every one of them.
Yeah, we have a system and a philosophy that the First Bank has always been on since I took over the team, and that was what motivated us to go into the screening, to be able to see whether.
You got 10 over 10.
And we got no, it's not only 10 over 10 because we have probably about 30 something players that came for the screening.
Okay.
So the ones we pick, to the essence, we went deep to the Milo Secondary School girls that play for Bayelsa, and we have 2 of them which I felt they could make a great difference when they start playing organized basketball.
Okay. That's a huge one. I mean, Teresa, I just saw one of your pictures. You're one of the players that were signed. Tell us, what club were you playing for, and why did you decide to jump ship and join First Bank?
Okay. I was playing for GT 2017, and I had a good season. And coming to First Bank, it's a great one because it's the best team in Nigeria, and not just the best. They are one of the best in West Africa too. So I decided to come to First Bank because I wanted more exposure and more challenge to play the game of basketball in Nigeria and also to go further.
We know how difficult it can be. You're a guard, getting into a new team. You're a guard, you play 5. So how easy will it be for you to just blend into that star-studded team?
Oh, yeah, it's really not going to be easy, but I'll channel my energy and even more to be part of the team, to give my full support, and everything I need to do on court, I'll make sure I just give in my best to blend in with the team.
Hopefully your best will be good enough, right?
Maybe I should ask the coach. It will be fair to ask the coach this. I mean, what's going to be left of the opposition if, actually, I know you didn't steal the players, you acquired the players, you saw what you wanted, you got it. But even before getting these players, I mean, you were dominant. Now you have these players. What's left of the opposition?
First, most of the players we picked were not in terms of good in terms of experience. but we're trying to look at the building process because if you don't build or you don't plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
And the 2 years season I had with the bank was there was an hitch which I feel this shouldn't come 2018. Right. And if you look at the player we picked this season, mostly young kids, which will last for another 3, 4, 5 years in the team. So stability. Secondly, we're not going to find it easy because we have other teams who have veteran players who have matched us man to man before. But the sequence we have now is that this is a process that we are trying to develop. And even though we're not going to find it easy, if we get our reading and we get our philosophy right, then we'll still be on top.
Okay, if you can take a look at the list of these players that were signed, if I read out their names, you will know that, yes, these are top players that play in other clubs. You have John Grace, a guard. Then you have Ogeran Duku, Sharon, also a guard. You have Egberiga, Bethel, of course. You have Theresa here, also a guard. Ojo Vanessa, I mean, I remember her very well. Fezzi Porter, she was one of the star players there. Yeah. They have Ogedegbe Tobilola, a forward. You have Okoro Ifunaya, also a forward. Okoli Chinasia Esther, also a forward. Daniel Buki, then Kelani Olasumbo. You know, we've seen those names. They're relatively very young. You talked about the building process. Now, we still have the top stars. You still have a Chioma Odega, you still have Nkechi Kasile, you still have Chidima, Nke, Mary, Titi, all of them still retain in the team. Yeah. Now, having these 10 and also the 8, you also have, that's like 18 players.
Yeah. That's what the federation allowed each team to sign for the season. And right now, the younger ones I have now, we are going to build them around, build the old ones around the younger ones. So as they keep on playing, they keep on getting more experience and keep on getting ready for subsequent 2019 season, 2020 season. And you know, as the age comes, players fade out. Injury tests,